guys. Do y'all know where that's from?
Yes.
What is it from, Kylie?
The Goonies.
Good job.
At school on Friday, there was a teacher dressed as, what's the, like, disfigured guy's name?
I don't actually remember,
that
but he's
thing.
the guy who does, hey, you
Yes,
guys.
that guy. I almost said Chunk, but Chunk's the kid
Ooh,
that's
what?
friends with him.
What is this?
I don't know. It's some kind of cracker wafer thing.
It's like...
Don't eat it. It's like communion.
I feel like
Courtesy
this is
of Seth.
sacrilegious, by
So
the
we
way.
don't have.
I'm refusing to do this. I'm not taking this as communion. This is sacrilegious.
I can pretend mine's a cigar, and then I'm taking it as communion.
So, as you can probably hear, we do not have Seth, but these snacks are provided by Seth. So thank you, Seth. It's German wafer rolls.
It's
It's basically like a wafer.
Dolce.
Which we guessed it would be German.
Dolce.
It says Dolce.
No, I think that
Oh,
says
no, never
is
mind.
says Deutsch.
Yeah,
Deutsch.
I thought that was an
Sprechen Sie
L.
Deutsch?
I thought that was... You sounded French.
Nine.
Maybe because I'm learning French, not German. But I did learn little German.
Maybe because I am.
Did you? No. Did you know that Germans don't
No.
call their country Germany? They call it Deutschland.
That's
Deutschland.
funny.
Deutschland.
That's cool.
Deutschland.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys continue to be
So,
sacrilegious.
Today's
Honestly-
podcast is brought to you by Germany.
Thanks, Germany.
The Third Reich.
Hunter was talking to me. Oh no.
Sorry.
You're
I
just
just want to
you can't
clarify.
use
I feel like we should restart.
Nah, this is great. Hunter was talking to me about how he thinks that it's wrong that we take communion with random stuff, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure Jennifer condones this, which is our old pastor. I'm pretty sure she condones this, but I can't say that for sure.
So,
But
I
I
haven't been struck by lightning yet.
well,
yeah.
I
Facts.
kind of agree with Hunter, but you guys can continue.
I mean,
I'll just sit here.
I honestly I don't want to pray right now, so we'll just eat them.
Okay.
We'll just
He doesn't want to pray, guys. That's wrong. Wow.
pray without ceasing.
I
It-
pray at work.
Oh my
Actually,
gosh.
quite a lot.
The chewing is so loud.
Yes,
That's
they
the
want
point.
that.
And then we have eggnog as our drink.
Is our wine. I don't even have anything to put in this eggnog.
No, because eggnog is good just how it is.
Actually, this one's pretty good how it is. I usually hate eggnog by itself.
Yeah, Southern Comfort's good
Mm-hmm.
good brand. I'll get that slurp action.
I'm sorry, but the German wafer rolls are kind of boring.
I think they're good.
Exactly.
I thought they did have filling.
I think they're good.
Oh.
But I agree.
Did you imagine there was filling in it when you ate it?
I thought there was like chocolate rolled up in it.
There's just
Nope.
like...
There's chocolate on the outside.
Oh.
Can I have one of your vanilla wafer things, Gabe?
Oh, I forgot you gave this to me.
Yeah, and then we also have German Knoppers,
Those are really good.
which I'm pretty sure are just pronounced Knoppers.
I'm pretty sure the Germans... I know that the Germans are great cooks and bakers, and we just need to go to Europe and Germany.
Hey, Gabe.
Yeah.
So you're rushing into the bathroom,
Hey! No!
and then you're American
that
when you
was
come
my
out.
joke.
What are you in the bathroom?
Wait, hold on, back up.
Caroline, do
It
you
is
want to?
Caroline's joke.
Caroline, you tell the joke.
Okay. You're rushing into the bathroom, and you're American when you come out. What are you in the bathroom?
Mexican.
European.
You're rushing into the bathroom, and then you're European.
Yep.
European.
Yep.
Peeing, Gabe.
Yeah, I know. I just was expecting something more.
Funny.
Okay, fine. I have a.
Sure.
Hold on,
funny.
wait.
We'll go with that. Totally
Funny.
not thinking.
I have an actual
of,
joke.
Racism.
I have a joke. I have an actual joke.
Yeah.
Why are Americans so good at Rubik's Cubes?
They're not.
Are you ready?
ready?
Because they're good at separating colors.
Oh.
Like, we just do that naturally.
I think that's more a human thing than Americans, but yeah.
Just laugh at the freaking joke and leave it alone.
Could we talk about how racist England is?
Yes.
England is very racist, but they also have a Indian prime minister now, so that's cool.
Oh, you think having an Indian prime minister will forgive you of the sins that you
Yes.
committed? The Irish will never forget.
He's also Hindu.
Oh my gosh, this
So there
is
you
so
go.
good.
The Nopper?
Dude, the Knoppers are so good.
See, the weird thing about England is they're racist against other white people too. So
Exactly.
They're racist against other people in their like backyard.
You're
and,
They
right.
just don't like
On their island.
you're right. They just don't like people.
They hate the Welsh. They hate the Scottish. They hate people from.
They hate the French.
They
Oh,
hate
absolutely.
the French. They hate the Irish. They hate the Northern Irish. They hate the people from the
Hey.
Isle of Man.
What if? No,
High five.
high five. Hear me out. What if the
Okay.
French just aren't that bad? We've just all been trained to dislike the French because the British dislike the French.
You want to know something? My
Very
cousin
plausible.
said that Canadians were just French people in the woods.
That's
not
kind of
wrong.
facts.
What?
Canadians are Southern French people,
Oh, well.
but
yeah.
Northern.
But northern.
Oh yeah, bud. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess like there's a lot of like country people in Alaska, so it's like the same thing.
Yeah.
But what?
Yeah, because
There's country people in Alaska because a lot of people from like Texas and people went up to Alaska.
because it land and stuff. It's the last
Okay, well,
frontier.
but Alaska is still America.
Well, yeah.
so-
but
Yeah.
Dude, this just brought to mind.
they're all a bunch of
Justin Trudeau completely missed an opportunity to claim himself as the first transracial Prime Minister of Canada.
He's looking at me right now like I'm gonna laugh at that joke, but I'm not going to.
I laughed at
I'm
it
not
for
gonna
you,
laugh
Gabe.
at it.
You're welcome.
I'm just saying, Justin, you could have been like extra woke. Like you're already kind of woke and retarded, but you could even been more.
Wow. You know, to further back up my claim that the British has taught us to
Look,
hate
no,
the
no.
French.
I chose from my own free will to hate the French.
Okay, fine. But Napoleon Bonaparte.
Napoleon Bonaparte was a good guy.
He
If-
was a good guy. He was just
If-
doing the exact same thing the British were trying to do, which was take over the world. Okay? They just
You know
didn't like
what?
him because he was French.
You know what I want to do since everybody else is trying to? I think we should all try and take over the world, just like the rest of everybody else.
Yes.
Let's kill Putin. And maybe
take over Russia,
yeah.
and we'll go from there.
And they'll be like, yay, we're saved. And we're like,
Maybe-
no, under
Hey,
new management.
maybe Joe Biden will die of a heart attack.
That's why no one has been able to take over the
I'm
world.
sorry,
'cause
that
they
was
didn't
kind of
I don't
mean.
know if we can say that.
Yeah, probably not. Sorry.
That's why no one's been able to take over the world, because they don't ever start in Russia. They always fail at Russia.
Ah.
But also, no
Facts.
Russians have ever taken over the world. They've tried
Okay.
several times.
I have an
Yeah,
idea.
That's true.
Gabe, give us your best Russian accent.
It's hard to do on the spot.
Just do it. No,
Say
it's not.
vodka.
No, wait, shut up. I don't
It
think.
helps.
Sorry, wait, no. There was this one time a while ago when Gabe was at prayer, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
saw Josh put trash in the dumpster that wasn't ours. Like because you're
Yeah.
not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
It was a parking lot, and so Mom asked Gabe to do was it a Russian accent? I think it was a Russian accent.
I
To
think
call
you just
him-
told me to call him.
Yeah,
He was
and so that's right. And then you did the accent on your own. And then he was like I forgot
He
what
was
you
like, who
said.
is this? I was just
But
like,
it was really funny.
I see what you're doing here.
Yeah.
That's not that's
Cuz
not okay.
yeah, and Josh walked in and he pointed at Gabe and he goes, "It was you, wasn't it?" It was so funny.
it was really good.
It was hilarious.
He's like, no,
Anyway.
it was not me, Ivan.
It was not me. It was Ivan.
I worked with a guy who was Ukrainian, but he was adopted when he was like 3, so he didn't have an accent. So that was sad. His name was Yuli. It was short for
That's
something,
lame.
but I don't remember what it was short for.
Speaking of accents, do you want to hear a story about how my coworker cannot go to his favorite barbecue restaurant anymore?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so he was born with a speech impediment.
Okay.
Well, everyone thinks that he's foreign because he sounds foreign.
Uh-huh.
And so he got the idea from Pulp Fiction to say something along the lines of like, because obviously the waiter had to be like, "Oh, where are you from?" And he's like, "Oh, I just have a speech impediment because I fell out of a window."
What?
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like
You fell out of a window?
he didn't really. He was just born with it, and he was just like making something up.
Okay.
And then, so the waiter at the end of like serving him was like, "Oh no, it's on me, pal. I'm paying for your dinner." And he's like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, my wife is in the hospital because she had an accident and now she has a speech impediment." And yeah. And so he hasn't been back to that restaurant because he's like, I cannot go back.
No. Oh, that's so awful. That's so bad.
I would not sleep anymore. That would haunt me forever.
That reminds me of my dad in high school. So he's born with a birthmark like down his whole arm, just a massive birthmark. People won't really notice it usually because he has a lot of hair and he wears long sleeves. But yeah, like his whole what is it, left arm? His whole left arm.
Both of his arms have, but yeah, one arm is more than the other.
Really?
Birthmarks.
So-
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Pay better attention.
Okay,
You should
well
get-
anyway.
sit on his lap enough when you were little. Gosh.
Yeah, no, I didn't get enough love.
Wow.
Whoa.
So he has these big birthmarks down both of his arms, and in high school he would tell girls that he got it because he fought a bear and there were wounds from his fight with a bear, which I honestly, if I knew him in high school, I'd believe him. I'd believe that he fought a bear and won.
Yeah.
Because he was like, well, he was 5'11"
Uh-huh.
in like a sophomore in high school with like a full beard.
Yep. And weighed 200 some pounds.
Yeah, so I would believe that he would win. That sounds about right. Yeah.
For the record, I also have never sat on my grandfather's lap.
That's not true.
Me either.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, that's the
wouldn't
thing.
remember.
You
High
wanna,
five,
I don't
Gabe.
remember it either.
Wow.
What?
I said me either.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of weird.
That would be weird because he didn't know you until you were
No.
14.
Oh, your grandpa's lap.
Yeah, my grandmother. What the
heck?
I didn't sit on my grandpa's lap because he was dead when I
I
was
never
born,
met my
so-
grandpa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He is a dead
So
man.
was mine.
Yeah. See. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, funny story. Sorry. When me and Josiah first started our other podcast that really sucked.
Oh yeah,
It was
I don't think I
horrible.
introduced you. I was joined by Caroline, my fellow club member, my fellow Genius Club member.
Oh, it's so
for our
bad.
Old podcast
No,
that sucked.
why don't you use my actual podcast?
Oh yeah, the impromptu podcast. She's got her own podcast. Go check it out. It's pretty good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to what I was trying to say. Anyway, we were doing a podcast with my sister, Lena,
Mhm.
and I had told him that my grandpa died. You know
This
what
was
he
bad.
did? Shut up. You know what he did?
I think I heard
He
this.
laughed.
Oh my god.
He laughed. And me and Lena looked at each other and we were like, why is he laughing? And he was like, that's a good joke. And I was like, that's not a joke. He's not here.
Yeah.
And me and Lena were like, you thought I was joking? And he just laughed. And he fell on the ground. And he was like, oh my god.
I was laughing really
That
really
episode is
hard.
actually still out, by the way.
It's honestly our best episode. That's a great episode. We actually lost half of that episode, but it's fine. Yeah, in that episode I explained that I thought that Lena had told me that he's not dead. But apparently that's not what she said, because she only like mouthed it to me, so it's like bad lip reading.
In real
But
life.
that was like 3 weeks like before, so I just went like 3 weeks thinking that their grandpa wasn't dead, and he was. So, but also I probably would have still laughed because it was funny, and coming from a guy who also has a dead grandpa, actually all of my grandparents are dead, I think it's funny,
Yes.
and I don't
See,
care.
once you get to know your grandparents, it's not funny.
I knew my
It becomes
grandma.
very sad.
It's still funny.
I laugh at dead parent jokes,
You
and
know,
my
okay,
parents
hold on.
are old.
There's
so.
a difference between
Okay.
dark humor and just outright wrong.
Okay, fair.
I
So-
do not see
It's
the
it's a thin line and it's blurred for him. So
Well, yeah, he has glasses.
That and growing up with Seth as a sibling probably has damaged his
That's
His
brain.
factual. That's factual.
yes.
I love you, Seth, but sometimes you scare me.
Seth was abusive when I was growing up.
Sometimes you scare me.
Wait, he's not abusive to you anymore?
Surprisingly not. He's actually
One time,
nice.
hey Gabe, one time I was here and he came down and I shot him with an airsoft gun.
Good.
That was great.
It was really funny. He was also like 5 feet away, so
Scaring Seth might be one of my favorite things to do.
it is
fun.
really funny. I was
And he
tying my
deserves it.
shoes. I was tying my shoes in this room and there are no lights on. And he walked by and I said, "What are you doing?" And he got scared. I was like, "I'm literally not even doing anything. I'm just tying my shoe." It was so funny.
Did he do his high pitched scream?
Yeah, he went, "Ah!" It was funny.
I love it.
There was one time, Seth, it was like midnight, and I was just sitting upstairs. I was getting ready for bed, and I hear coming from downstairs, I hear Seth's high-pitched shriel, just ah! And then, and I'm like, what happened? I go downstairs, I just see him panting, just and there's a big dictionary on the ground. And he looks up and he goes, "Spider."
What did he like dive on top of it? He sees the spider and he just with the huge dictionary just whoa.
He grabbed a book and then he was about to squish it with the book, but then it started moving, so he screamed and then threw the book on the ground as hard as he could.
I mean, I scream when the spider starts moving too, but it's funnier when Seth does it.
I don't scream at anything. Like a couple days, or was it Saturday? Yeah, I think it was Saturday. I think my coworker Diego tried to scare me, and I just kind of jumped a little bit, but I made literally zero sound, and I was just like, "Oh, hi." I don't really get scared, and if I do, I usually don't make noise. Just, I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing that I do.
You know what's also really funny is scaring. What did I just say? I think I just said
Scaring?
scaring. I meant scaring
Scaring.
Bobby. It's
Scaring Bobby is funny.
hilarious.
It is,
What was that, last weekend for your birthday thing?
yeah.
We went to Branson and we went into this mirror maze thing.
That was great.
I have a video of it.
Yeah.
Mirror mazes are freaking trippy.
Can you-
They
Can you
are.
send me a video of that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I will. But anyway, Bobby was walking out and he said, "Hunter?" Because he was looking for Hunter. And, he could see him because there's a mirror, but he wasn't there. And I jumped out in front of him. And he literally almost fell over. It was...
Yes. And he also
was
saw
great.
me. I was standing and he saw me, and we made eye contact through the mirrors, and then Caroline jumps out. and just freaked him out. Also, one in that mirror maze, me and Bobby had a conversation. We were like talking about our plan, and then he was like, "Okay, follow me." And then I go to follow him, and I walk into a mirror. We had made eye contact, and we were talking to each other through a mirror.
Oh my god.
It was so scary because I thought it was legitimately him. It freaked the heck out of you. You get that like feeling like in your heart, just like nothing is real.
Yeah.
It was terrifying.
Where
but
is
also
this
so much
mirror
fun.
maze?
It's in Branson. It's
on the
$9 and it's like
Oh.
a 5-minute maze.
It's
like-
in the it's
yeah.
in the landings.
Okay. Huh. I
But
never noticed before.
we also went back. So like
Yeah.
it wasn't something that like you had to go out of
Mhm.
immediately after you were done.
Oh, okay.
We were about to go out and we were like we want to go back in. So we just like all got lost and it was kind of scary though.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
was fun. It's pricey for not that much time, but it was
Right.
it was still fun.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Yeah. Also, I'm an adult now. I'm
Gabe,
18.
clap.
I had my
Oh, the horrors you're gonna have to be subjugated to.
Oh my. So I yeah, my birthday was the
Nobody cares.
26th. It was Wednesday.
just
No.
kidding.
Yeah, it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday.
Yes, it was.
It was Wednesday.
I'm too old now. I can't keep track of time. Yeah, I'm old now. So, ladies,
What?
I'm legal.
I'm old now. And wink at the ladies. Like we like
Yeah.
old people.
Winking through the podcast.
Oh,
is
winking.
like,
too.
Yeah, any rich old ladies that feel like they're gonna die soon.
Just looking for a cougar. There is an app for that.
You are disgusting.
Yes, there's a cougar app.
What?
I'm joking. By the way, I'm joking.
Yes.
But there's a cougar app?
There is a cougar app. I've not been on it, obviously. I'm not old
I'm
enough to be a
scared.
cougar. But yes, it's for older women to find younger men. There's also a sugar daddy app.
Wow.
That I know
Wow.
about that.
Yeah.
I
I-
know about that.
Mm-hmm.
I've
I'm pretty
considered
sure that's just
going
called
on.
Facebook.
I've considered.
Let's do it together.
Let's do it.
I would rather go on Farmers Only.
Christian.com.
Oh, speaking
ChristianMingle.com.
speaking of dating apps, I have re-downloaded the dating app.
Kylie.
I know. All because my friend I was like, I'm working on not being single, and she goes, "Are you though?" And I'm like, "You're right. I'm not." And there's nobody at church. There's
Okay.
nobody at
So
work.
this is all your fault, Katie.
Yes.
We're calling you out.
Calling
Also,
you
you're
out.
supposed to be on the podcast soon, so
Seriously.
Katie who?
West. Oh, we're not allowed to say last names. Not Seth's Katie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The only one I approve of is Omegle. Omegle? I don't
I've
know how
not
to say
heard
it.
of that one.
I
That's
freaking
not a dating app.
well, it could be.
No, it's
It could
basically
be.
it's basically
It
Skype, but
could
you
be.
connect with random people.
Yeah, no thank you. No,
That's
Okay,
not
but
my
it's
type.
funny. My brother talked to an Australian guy for like 2 hours.
Wow.
I'm not even joking.
Nice.
And we were all sitting there talking to him. And we were like, "Oh yeah, where are you from?" And he's like, "I'm from Australia, blah 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 blah." And he's like, "Where are you guys from?" And we're like, "We're from America." And you're like,
Nice.
"Cool." And then he got banned, but
Aw, Bobby.
I'm not really sure how, but
Okay.
Apparently being
Probably
American.
said something racist.
no.
Um,
Actually, no, probably.
I've had an Australian make fun of my American accent before.
Claire,
In America.
Nar.
He was like, say Dawn. And I was like, Dawn. Now say Dawn. And I'm like,
Dawn.
Dawn. And he's like, no. Say it like the woman's name, Dawn. I'm like, oh, Dawn. And he's like, and he laughed at me and pointed like, oh, I'm like, what? You say it just like the man's name, Dawn. It's this. I'm like, yeah, we don't pronounce the W. He's like, you're supposed to pronounce the W. There's a W in there. And I'm like, No. I'm like, are you making fun of my accent?
Speaking of accents, I have a
Yes.
bone to pick with y'all Kentuckians. I'm from Kentucky. So
He's a colonel, so you better listen up.
yeah, I am a Kentucky colonel, so you can like shove it.
Take
and
this
so-
job and shove it. I ain't working here no more.
There is a
Words.
there's a place
There you go.
called Louisville, or otherwise known by the Kentuckians as Louisville.
Louisville.
I swear to the Frenchman, because it is a French name,
Yes.
named after a French king.
One
It's
of the Louis.
pronounced Louisville.
Yes. Also,
Louisville.
St. Louis should be pronounced St. Louis because it is the French spelling.
Saint Louis.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever seen the show H2O? Do you know what that is?
I know what it is. I never
It's
watched
about
it.
mermaids,
Mhm.
but me and Lena used to make fun of it. We still do because in the show they go Claire, nar. It's so funny.
Cleo,
No, that's not. It's
I
Claire.
can't do it anymore. I used to do
Nar,
it. I was doing
nar.
it. I was doing it last week perfectly fine, but now I can't do it.
No, you weren't.
Oh, shut up.
But
I think you just don't like my voice, Caroline. I think my impressions are good. You just don't like my voice.
Well,
I don't think I like the impressions that you do. I don't care about your voice. The impressions that you do are just wrong.
I think your impressions are wrong, actually. So suck on that.
I vote that we cancel Josiah.
Whoa.
She's gonna take the side of Eli.
Oh,
Oh.
no. Oh no. Caroline and Eli, my worst enemies.
But
Actually, the devil is your worst enemy. So why don't you just sit
I don't
and
know. The devil
think
can't,
on
the
that.
devil can't even keep his golden fiddle. So not,
The devil went down
Not
to Georgia. He was looking for his soul to
Yeah.
steal because he was
I-
in a
I
bind. He
have
was way
authority.
behind, willing to make a deal. Sorry.
I have authority over the devil. I don't have authority over Eli.
That's pretty true.
I know.
Eli, if you're listening to this, my dear nephew Eli, you're ugly. And you smell bad. And you're short and
See,
ugly.
let's cancel Josiah. He's being
And
mean.
you have no ladies. I will show the
Hey,
Discord.
you know you don't have
private
any
chat that we
ladies either,
have.
right?
Actually, no.
no.
Not really.
Josiah's at least friends with people. I don't know
I am
about
at least
Eli.
friends with girls. Eli is not.
Wow.
Bianca's
I'm
my
joking.
friend.
Should I find some really cringy dating app profile and like read it?
I really want to get on a dating app just for
I've
fun.
screenshot a few because some of them are just extra level cursed.
Guys,
I'm 18. I can go on a dating app now.
guys,
You can.
wait, can you not do it at my age?
No.
I don't know.
No, you
so
can't. You have to be
sad.
18.
You can, but you just have to lie about your age.
Let's do it. I think we should all get on dating apps just for fun.
Someone should say that they're like 50 and see what old guys are on there.
Oh,
I mean, if you're gonna
no.
delete the profile later anyway, so
Okay, but seriously though, I think that would be really fun. We all
Someone,
just got on a really crappy dating app and
Mhm.
just see what happened.
someone
Yes.
made a Tinder account using my email.
I know who that is.
And I know who it was, and I let them do it, but
oh.
Hey, wait.
it's funny.
Okay, I just had to make sure I was right.
Speaking of fake profiles, back in high school, one of my classmates, his name is McGregor.
Sorry.
He made a Instagram account for Henry David Thoreau. If you don't know who that is, it's an English, or rather American English author. It was weird.
that it?
Hey, wait, he made a dating profile for an author?
No, he made an account.
Okay,
for,
wait.
Henry David
Instagram.
Thoreau on-
Just so y'all know, I accidentally just typed in daring dating apps. I did not mean to do that.
Oh dear.
That sounds
What came up?
inappropriate.
Hold on. Let me look. Well, Tinder, obviously.
Grinder.
Plenty
Yeah.
of fish dating.
Oh.
Wait,
Think
what? Plenty of fish?
I should
Plenty
try
of-
that one.
Hook up.
Oh gosh,
Oh.
no.
Now that's
You
the
could
one
imagine.
for me.
Oh,
No.
God.
Explanatory.
Yes.
Hinge. Badoo.
Isn't Hinge the one for gay people?
No, Hinge is actually
I
pretty
found
good.
cougar.
You found the cougar one, hey!
Hey.
Hey!
Hey.
Tagged.
Mhm.
Okay, Cupid.
I've heard about that one.
There's Chispa.
Now on everybody's like Facebook and Instagram, they're gonna get ads for dating apps.
There's Bumble.
Bumble is what
Probably
I'm on right
Oh wait,
now.
here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do Christian dating apps. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, so
Upward.
They're all
I have
terrible.
Upward.
I'm just gonna try.
All the good Christian men are
Mom,
taken.
I'm sorry.
They are taken. Oh, I missed a potential match. This guy was just a walking red flag. His bio is a little bit inappropriate. So in this profile picture, there's a bunch of kids around him, and he said, "Those aren't any of my kids," because you might have to delete that from the podcast. I don't know, but I was like,
That's gonna have to go through
Josiah,
the
what's
council.
your
"That's
number?
that's a red flag. I'm gonna
No.
swipe left
Yes.
You're not using my phone
What's your
number.
number? Kylie, what's your number?
on that. I'm not putting that on here,
Yeah, it's the same one as you had. Oh.
but
duh.
I'm not gonna say
I'm
it on
so
here.
dumb.
Well, I could cut it out. You're not gonna use my phone number for
I
a
don't
dating
use
app.
mine. Should I use it? No.
Yeah, it's fine. They don't text you,
This is
and they don't
this is a
share your
dumb
number
idea.
either. It's Upward, right? Yeah, you'll be fine.
I feel like we should cut the whole part out of me saying that I'm going on a dating app because I don't want my family to know.
Then maybe don't do it.
Somebody discuss something.
This guy's from Bulgaria.
Okay, phones down.
Oh man,
No, actually, never mind. That's probably
that's
'Cause
literally what the sermon was
everyone
about.
except for me was on their phone, and yeah, that was what the sermon was about. Was
okay. I
not
was
being on your
texting
phone all the
Sharky,
time.
So leave me alone.
I don't think it was about that. I think
Hi,
that's
Sharky.
just a part
You don't
of
even know who that is.
It was.
I do.
Whatever.
Maddie, right?
No.
What? You changed it?
No. No. Lena's single, Pringle.
I know that.
Because she's single.
But so are you.
Yeah, but I'm Coraline, the adopted one, in her phone.
Oh, okay.
Funny story, because we were going through my old baby book, and we found an adoption paper, but it was just an ad. So I was like freaking out, though. I thought I was adopted. I'm not, I don't think, so.
I'm adopted.
Facts. Well, only from his father. Oh yeah. Congratulations, you're adopted.
Yay!
What?
Yeah, I was like 3.5 or 4 years old.
But he's also only half adopted. It's only his dad adopted
Wait,
him, but
are you being
it's
serious?
biological mom.
Yep.
Yep, that happened.
Straight up facts.
He grew up with his biological mom, but his adopted dad.
You look like you're not being truthful.
No, it's
It's
true.
my face.
It
No,
is
I
just.
don't-
it's not lying.
No, it's true. Like we can attest. I remember.
Well,
it,
I know,
actually.
but you guys could all be in it, so.
We could, but we're not.
We would totally do
Okay,
that though.
okay.
We totally all
You
do
guys
that.
would.
He
Joke.
stayed at our house during his parents' wedding, or when they went on their honeymoon. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I wasn't allowed at the
during
wedding.
his parents' wedding.
No,
I
he was
like,
the
that's
ring
gonna
bearer."
Be me.
No.
I'm gonna be staying here when my
I'm just saying, if I
If
was
your
given the
mom or dad
opportunity
were
to
here.
dress up,
if my mom or dad get they already are divorced. I mean, like if they.
Get remarried.
if I was
Actually-
given the opportunity to dress up as like Woody or Buzz at the wedding, I totally would have.
Oh, you totally.
If I
would've.
go, I feel like now, like I haven't gone to very many weddings, but like now that I'm older, I'm gonna make it a point to look better than everybody else at a wedding, even if it's not mine. Obviously,
And that's how you not get invited to any more weddings. So it's
Well,
actually
you know
a genius
what?
plan.
Yeah.
I actually love that plan because I don't like weddings.
I like weddings.
No, I actually do like weddings.
I like weddings, but I still just want to dress nicer than everybody else, because then I'll feel like I accomplished something.
But you don't want to look better than the bride.
Okay, well, yeah. I'll wear a suit. I'm just kidding.
Look better than the groom.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Didn't Nanny wear a suit to
No.
my parents' wedding?
No.
Who wore a suit to my?
Oh, to your wedding?
No,
I
to
know-
to my parents' wedding.
I don't know.
Angie.
Angie, we didn't even know Angie then.
I wasn't alive.
Yeah.
That's true. You weren't.
Don't know. Oh, maybe it was Brooke.
I think it was. I think it was.
Do you just call her Brooke?
I
Or
call her
she-
Grandma Brooke.
Grandma Brooke?
Graham.
Grandma Brooke is pretty awesome.
Man.
I've heard.
But like, both of those grandparents, like Brooke and Paris, they have like the same kind of kind of vibe. So it's like it makes sense why they get along.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question for
Facts.
y'all. After y'all get married again, one of you, where are you gonna go on your honeymoon?
Ooh.
Like-
Not to a construction
No,
site. for
no.
God's
Like,
sake.
what is your like dream destination for a honeymoon?
I know.
Okay.
Train tour of Europe. That's what I want to
That
do.
actually, yeah, I
That's-
probably would go to like
Yeah, but then
Ireland or
someone's
something.
Gonna, like get murdered, and then you're gonna have to solve
Gabe!
it.
That sounds best. That's like, that'll make it so much better. Solve a murder on your honeymoon? Yes.
Okay.
I want to go to Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Dude, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, during the fall is probably the most beautiful place on the
And
planet.
I've never been to Boston.
I think
in
Maine
the
is
fall.
probably.
It's
Better.
straight up facts. People will
I
travel
would go.
from all over
Nobody's
the world
listening to
just
me.
to go to Gatlinburg during the fall.
So
I
like-
would go to the Bahamas
Oh, yes.
or Jamaica or Ireland or Venice, Italy.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
You see,
We'll see.
Hold
That'll be
on,
one of the
hold
stops.
on.
on my-
Wait. I love how Josiah and Gabe both lean in at the same time when they have to say something, because you're sharing a mic. They just go,
okay.
and then you have to take turns.
So here's the thing. I got married in 2020. 2020 was a garbage year.
It was.
Yes, it was.
I was supposed to go to Hawaii for my honeymoon. That didn't happen because Hawaii decided to like go
Shut
full
down.
ape crap. Yeah, they were scared of the big cough.
The big cough.
Yeah, and so
Yes.
instead of going to Hawaii, my wife still had like a couple weeks off, which was fantastic. She got to be a stay-at-home wife for like a couple weeks, and she loved it. Me, on the other hand, I was getting baked outside on a construction site for like
Lame.
2 weeks. Yeah, it was the worst. It was terrible.
Yeah, it sucks.
And that doomed to the marriage.
Honestly, it's part of it.
Just in case y'all were wondering, Gabe's divorced.
Yup.
Not, he's like
Not my choice.
begrudgingly, against his will, divorced.
Yeah.
We all vouch for his character,
Ladies.
though. So,
Yeah.
ladies, yeah.
Good
His
job,
ex
Gabe.
is just crazy. That's all.
Her family's crazy,
Nope.
in particular.
Take it from your auntie. She was crazy. Love you.
She had her own issues.
Yes.
Oh, right, that's right.
Oh.
You're his aunt.
I am his aunt.
I forgot about that. I keep forgetting that Gabe is y'all's nephew.
And
Gabe
not
is
her brother.
older than me and Josiah, but it's his nephew. Isn't that weird?
Little baby nephew.
So,
That's
we've
weird.
already told the story on the podcast, but when it was Seth and Katie's wedding, we went to a pizza place, and Josiah was like, Josiah can tell the story.
So, we went to my work, which is a pizza place, for the rehearsal dinner for Seth's wedding. and the son of the owner, who everyone just calls the owner, Andrew, he comes by into like the party room to like turn on the AC or the heater or whatever, and he doesn't recognize me at first, and I go, "Oh, hey, Andrew," and he looks at me like confused for a second, and he's like, "Oh, hi," because I had like pretty much just started working there, and I don't think he fully knew who I was immediately, but he was like, "Oh, that's the dishwasher." I was like, "Hi, how are you?" He's like, "Oh, good." And I was like, "Yeah, this is my family." And he was like, "Oh, cool. Is this like your whole family?" I'm like, "Not even a little bit." And he was like, "Oh, that's cool." Which later I figured out that there's like 70 family members in just one half of their family, which is ridiculous. But just like first cousins. Anyway. So anyway, I was like, yeah, this is not even remotely any of all of my family. And anyway, I was sitting next to my little nephew Parker, who's Gabe's cousin. And he's like 9, or I guess he's 10 now, but he was 9. And he was like, he pointed at me and he was like, "He's my uncle." And I went, "Yeah, that's my nephew." And then Gabe from across the table went, "That's my uncle too." And Andrew just looked up and was just like, "What?" "How old are you?" And you're like, 23. And he was just like, "What?" It's ridiculous. Yeah. He was very confused. Andrew was very, very confused about that, but I love that story. It's great. I'm his nephew too.
In the time it took you to tell that story, I matched with somebody else on Bumble.
Hey, good job. I'm gonna get some
Remember
eggnog.
when you guys were like,
Shots.
Kylie, and she told you that
That I
she's on the dating
re-downloaded.
apps? Yeah.
And now you're
And
like,
now you're
yay.
like, good job.
Well,
Gabe,
we're supportive
Do you see
They are
in
this?
all the
supportive.
right ways.
I won this at an arcade.
She did.
She's showing me a SpongeBob ball that has like Squidward and Mr. Krabs.
Oh my gosh.
Why are you so violent?
I didn't even throw it that hard.
Aw, I can't reach it.
I just got a text from my sister who lives in Texas that her husband is going as her for Halloween.
Now those are the best couple costumes right there. Dress as each other.
And it's the cheapest because you just
Borrow
go to the other side of the closet.
He's late with Starbucks. Sorry, this is so funny.
Meanwhile, somebody messaged me on Upwork.
Oh my gosh. Is that a wig? Or is his hair long?
That's a-
Kind of great.
He doesn't have hair.
Oh, that's right. So that's a wig. That's a good wig. That's amazing. He has this big wig and his hair's up in like a messy bun, and he's got like a hairband or a
And he's
Like head
driving
covering
like
thing.
my sister.
AKA terrible. No, I'm kidding.
That's so funny. Sorry.
Oh, we haven't asked Josh our questions. And in fact, we didn't
Josh
ask-
doesn't listen to this podcast
well, that's his problem.
ever.
That's his problem.
I talked to Josh about this a couple weeks ago, actually. I was like, "Do you listen to Little Josiah's podcast?" And he's like, "No." And I was like, "They
Little
talked about you
Josiah.
a lot."
Yeah, we talked to him about it. We know he doesn't talk. He doesn't listen to the podcast. Because, we were saying this whole time that the podcast is the only way to actually reach Josh, the only way to actually talk to Josh, but that's actually the
That is
opposite.
so sad.
Well, when he started saying that, he was like, "Oh, I guess we don't talk to." I guess he realized that he doesn't really talk to the youth as much, and so he just started talking to the youth.
That
more
is
directly.
true. He has started hanging around our youth circles before church more often.
Okay, first of all, I would like to say that that's not true. That Josh doesn't talk to us.
No, it's not.
First
That
of
was a
all-
joke.
It's not a joke.
But he
I
has
know,
started
but people
talking
might
to
get
us
the wrong
even
idea.
more.
He's always talked to me.
That's true.
That's just because I'm his favorite. I'm just kidding. That's not true.
That's kind of true.
Those are the favorites, though. I would like to point out, in case anybody didn't know.
Well, it's because you guys
Also,
have been there the longest.
shh. Let me talk. I can talk. We have been there since the beginning. So,
Oh.
shout out to the Gathering podcast.
Yes.
Go
The
check
Gathering
it out.
Springfield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're still here and listening to our podcast, stop listening to us because we already know that you're like washing dishes and not really paying attention. Anyways, go and listen to the Gathering podcast
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have some.
and come back later because we desperately need the viewers and whatnot.
Listen.
Wow.
Yes.
Y'all
I,
are really
um,
desperate.
Yeah, we are desperate.
Yes.
Also buy
That's
our blankets and email us questions and all those things.
They are very nice blankets.
Very nice blankets. Only $150.
the blankets?
Yes.
Yeah. They're alpaca, right?
Alpaca wool.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
when they say 150, they don't mean $1.50. It's $150.
Very
Still
worth
go
it.
buy them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're imported and.
But when
made
they
by
told me
hand
that-
in Ecuador.
I legit thought that you guys were selling them for
wish we
$1.50.
were.
I was
That'd be
like,
cool.
what?
If we
How?
could sell them for that cheap,
Why?
that'd be fantastic. But that's just not reality. We
I
live
thought-
in Biden America, and
Okay, that's
Like,
not.
here's
even-
what I thought.
That's just
I thought
life.
that you guys had they were smaller and they were like the little ones and you just had a ton of them.
No.
And you just were selling them for $1.50.
Oh,
they're
like-
like dollhouse blankets. They're like a square
Yeah.
foot. No, these are queen size blankets.
yeah, they're very nice. Anyway, I have some things that I've written down. I'm just gonna
gosh.
rapid fire through them because they're funny. So, while I was editing the podcast last week, Gabe was saying a name of a company, Square Enix, and it sounded like he was saying Square Inks,
I've heard it pronounced both ways.
which I know for a fact that it is Square Enix, but that's okay. And Seth was saying, no, he was saying, this is my voice for Seth. No, he was saying Square Enix. He was saying it right. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure you're saying Square Inks. And Seth was like, no. I just kind of brushed it off because I don't like arguing on the podcast. I just brushed it off, but I was listening to the podcast when I was editing it, and I was right. He was saying Square Inks. And so I wrote down this note right then. I am always right, and you guys are old. You're old and deaf, and I am right. Constant. I am always right and never wrong. Okay?
I'm very humble too.
I've never been wrong ever, and I'm done with people telling me otherwise.
Okay.
The next thing is
Wait, I wasn't listening. What?
not important. The next thing is my body odor smells like breakfast sandwiches, which is true. I smelt myself recently, and it smelled like a breakfast sandwich. I smelled like sausage. It was kind of nice. Gabe eats very loudly. Last podcast, it was we were eating Doritos
can't.
last podcast, and it was so loud.
Doritos.
Kylie looks so tired.
I'm falling asleep.
Hold on, wait. Before you say anything else, when you started that sentence, you said, Gabe.
I'm out of breath after.
You're like, I can't. It's so sad. Sorry, continue.
And then I have a story, but I'm gonna tell after. I realized that Gabe and his brother Eli hit their like level of social anxiety isn't even social anxiety. It's social retardation. And this is a Gabe's joke, so I'll let him rant about it. But
So essentially, I was talking to Josiah last night, and I was like talking about how like I have a difficult time reaching out to people and talking to them, no matter who they are, even if it's like people at church. 'Cause it's like, oh yeah, I want to talk to them, but they don't care, and so like I psych myself out of talking to people all the time, And I realized something. I don't have social anxiety. I have just straight up social retardation. Like, I just can't human.
And neither can Eli.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think Eli is at the point where he doesn't want to deal with other people.
That
Me,
might
on
be
the other hand,
facts.
I want to be with people. I want to talk to people, make new friends. I just can't.
So you stick with John.
John sticks with him, and he sticks with John.
What?
Well,
You mainly talk to John. At
Right?
church.
don't you hang out with John all the time?
Not all the time.
More often.
Anyway, I have a story from work, and it's titled James the Bald Man. And it started...
Like James Bond? but-
No.
Okay.
No, just James. So I was at work. This was like a week ago. And it was really slow, and we had a guy in the drive-thru, and he had called before he was in the drive-thru to order his food. Or wait, no, he was in the drive-thru and he called so that someone would actually look at the window, at the drive-thru window. And he called and he was like, "Hey, it's James the attractive bald man. I'm calling because I'm at the drive-thru." And our waitress Haley was like, "Okay, I'll talk to you there." And then she hung up the phone and then walked to the window. And this guy, he's like 40 years old, like smoker, just like crackhead out of his mind, like not attractive at all. And he like
Did you just say
Haley-
he wept?
no,
Oh.
he
I
Haley
heard
went
He wept. Sorry.
Haley went to the window and was like, "Hi, how can I help you?" And this man goes, "Oh, who are you? I don't get to see you often. Where do they keep you? Where do they keep you? Or like, where do they keep you?"
No.
And Haley was just like, "What would you like to eat, sir?"
Oh my
That'd have
god.
been the perfect opportunity to say the basement and just leave it at that.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think Haley has that much sense of humor, and it was so sudden, I think. But
Yeah.
anyway,
That's
Haley, you are
horrible.
funny. I'm not dissing you. Anyway,
Probably caught her off guard.
but that's not the end of the story.
Oh dear.
So he orders his food. He gets his food. And at this point, we have my coworker Eli take the food because we're not letting him see any of the waitresses anymore. Yeah. So he takes the food out to the guy, and they're like sitting at the window for a while. Like James and Eli are like talking to each other. And I was just sitting over there making sure he didn't do something crazy. But they were talking, and Eli was just like, "Yeah, yep, okay, yep." And I couldn't hear what the guy was saying because his southern accent was so thick, and he had like that smoker's just like,
Rasp.
yeah, rasp, and it was bad. But also I could smell the cigarette smoke from across the restaurant through the window. Oh my gosh, she has a gun.
It's an airsoft gun.
Whoa.
if
Yeah, it's an
anyone-
airsoft gun. Anyway, and then the guy drives off, and first of all, he doesn't just drive off normally. He drives off cackling like an evil villain. Like he starts laughing, and then he just drives off, and Eli turns around and is just like horrified, just like, what? And then I'm like, what is he talking about? And it was like, he's gonna call Andrew. He wants to be a chef.
Oh dear.
And we were like, oh no. And so Eli goes to the back and starts talking to Nick, who's like the closest thing we have to a chef. And he was like, yeah, the guy was saying he was gonna call Andrew and try to get a job as a chef because he worked as a chef, and also his food took too long, so he wants to do a better job. I said the name of the place I work at. He wants the pizza restaurant to be better, and
Okay, wait.
and then apparently he said he's coming for the other guy's job. So it's like, I'm coming
Oh,
for your
snap.
job. And within like the minute, there was
That's
a
so loud.
text sent out to.
That's so loud.
Yeah, that's really loud. Within the minute, there was a text sent out to Andrew saying, if you get a call from a guy named James, do not even entertain any of his ideas. Just don't.
Oh my god.
And then after James left, he called the restaurant and was like, hey, by the way, your open sign isn't on. Which is like the 4th time that they had told them.
Oh
And
my
they were
gosh.
just like, didn't have time yet.
Uh,
And they were like, can we block his number?
Can we block his car? Can we block him?
Can we ban him from the restaurant?
Yeah.
So let's
Where was
cancel
he a
him.
chef at Waffle House?
Seriously. I don't understand what restaurant he was a chef at where he could smoke that much. He reeked of cigarette
Waffle
smoke.
House.
It was bad. Yeah, Waffle House. Does anyone want some eggnog?
No,
I already had some.
I had
Yeah.
plenty of eggnog.
I've been nogged out. Kylie is gonna take a nap. This is literally Kylie's nap time.
You just like
It's
20 minutes from now, you just your.
If we keep going any longer, I'm just gonna be.
No,
asleep.
we've been going for long enough. I think we can wrap it up. This is a good
This
one.
happens like every podcast because we do late at night, and I didn't
Hey.
get a nap, and I'm like,
Before we go, people who are listening, don't forget about me. Also, listen to my podcast. Okay, bye.
Don't you forget about me.
Yeah, listen to our
Dun,
podcast.
dun,
There's a link in the description of this
Aw,
episode.
he put a link in the description. You don't
That's
have a
fine.
link.
Yes, you do.
How do you? No, I said you don't have a link.
I'll put a link to your podcast in the
Okay, whatever.
description.
Oh, and link the gathering. You
Oh
should do
yeah,
that.
and
Oh,
the
yes.
Gathering Springfield.
Wait, do you usually like put your socials on here? Like
I don't.
you
We
can
don't
follow
verbalize
our
them.
podcast.
Yeah, you
on
can actually
Instagram. Blah 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 blah.
You can actually follow our podcast on Instagram,
Mine
TikTok,
too. TikTok. What?
Twitter. We don't post anything on the TikTok yet.
On the TikToks.
Probably just be Seth and
Okay,
Barrett.
wait. I have something to say.
On the Tic Tac.
When we were in church today, did anybody else find it very funny when when John asked his wife if Facebook was still a thing?
I didn't hear him ask.
After Josh said, I don't know if Facebook is still a thing, John leaned over to Maggie and said, is Facebook still a thing? And I thought it was hilarious.
It's funny.
I didn't know that. I didn't see
I
that.
was in the front row,
Well,
so I didn't.
That
I
happened.
was like half asleep with Hunter. Me and Hunter
What do you
and
mean with
Gabe were like
Hunter?
half asleep.
In the back row, just.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm saying I was,
Sinners.
hey, look.
I'm just kidding,
just
I do.
tired.
Baptist, but not
Yeah, no.
Baptist.
It happened one time. I was so tired in church one time that I was leaning like forward on my elbows were on my knees and my face was in this and I just fell asleep. It was anyway, sorry.
I've done that before too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing.
Very much.
I've fallen asleep at Brent and Jennifer's small group before because I was sitting on the couch and I legitimately just fell asleep for like an hour and a half and no one woke me up. I woke up I fell asleep during worship, woke up halfway through the sermon.
They probably were like, he's asleep in the spirit, it's okay.
And I
he
just
needs it,
woke
it's
up.
fine.
I woke up and I was like leaning on Peggy and I turned and I look at her and I was drooling on her arm.
Ew.
I was like, "Oh, sorry," and she
You
was
nasty.
like, "It's fine." It was like a cardigan thing, so it wasn't like
Or bare arm.
a bare arm or like just a t-shirt.
That's
But
funny. I think
poor Peggy.
I feel
it's
like
funny
the
that she just let me
only
sleep.
I feel like the only person who's like noticeable when they're asleep in church is Caden. It's so funny.
I've
'cause
never
it's
noticed him
so-
asleep.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I've never.
Everybody else notices him. Hunter notices him. Jacqueline
I don't
notices
look.
him. Jan
I don't
notices
look
him.
that direction.
But Caden, when he's asleep, he just does this and starts falling off his chair. And so
you know,
it's
I have
really
seen that.
noticeable. One time, Josh pointed it out. It was really funny.
That's so funny.
That's funny. Yeah.
One time in class in college, this guy sitting in the back of the class started snoring like super loud. But the professor didn't know that it was snoring. She's like, "What's that noise? Is there construction going on somewhere?" And we woke the guy up like 3 or 4 times, but he kept falling asleep again. The poor guy was tired.
Or the teacher was extremely boring.
She wasn't, though. It was music and world cultures. It was not a boring class. He was just gone.
I find that boring. No offense, Kylie.
Wow.
It's
That's because
not.
you haven't heard me teach it or my professor teach it.
Okay, well, if it was you teaching, there's a difference.
Well, yeah. I'll teach you sometime. Yeah. Well, we're going to do a multicultural worship day at our church at some point because
Interesting.
it'll be part of my field research field work for my
I feel
thesis.
like if I have anything to do with like the church, like working for them or whatever, I would just be like security.
Yeah,
I think that would be my best placement for that because
possibly.
I don't play an instrument yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
sing ever at all. I mean, I sing, but it's
You're right.
not good.
I know what you mean.
So
You could be like a youth leader when you're older, or yeah.
I would love to be Adeline's youth leader.
There you go.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, we should probably
Sorry.
wrap this up because
Yeah.
now we're just rambling.
All right.
Not you specifically, all of us.
If the viewers or listeners want to scar themselves for life, look into the life of a French man from the 18th century named Tarare.
No,
And,
no. We can't send people to that video. The video's not Christian in any way, shape,
No,
or
it's not.
form.
It's horrific. It's terrible. It's not necessarily a video. It's just
Okay, thank you all for listening to not my podcast.
My podcast.
So
Our podcast.
bye.
Bye.
No, we should just start calling this
bye.
the Disgraced Podcast.
Have a lovely day.
Disgrace
Try not
podcast.
to kill anybody.
Yeah, try.
Try.
Actively try not to kill people.
Also,
See,
I know people can be
I
annoying.
prevent murders every day by giving people the gift of life.
You know what? I prevent murder every day by not killing anybody.
Yeah.
So,
I prevent
boom.
murder every. Actually, I cause murder every day by giving people the stink eye.
Wow.
See, I just caused Caroline to kill Gabe.
No, I killed you.
You missed.
This-
Obviously,
this is
'cause Gabe-
canon. I am dead now.
Is she a stormtrooper? She misses.
I absolutely hit him.
No, it was dead on. It's just that Gabe's the one who yelled.
Yeah.
So now he's the one who's dead.
Oh boy.
All right. This is an audio podcast. No one can see where your gun is pointed.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night?
Wait,
Good.
it's like this gets posted in the morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good day
Have a
to
good,
you, sir.
Good day.
Have
to
a
you,
holly
sir.
jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
year.
Harmonize.
Oh my God,